Hello all, welcome back to Geek, Feng, Shui. I'm your host and game master, Bob Sellers, Jr. Shout out to our friends at Good Brewing here in Castle-Mantorville, under pressure in Golden Valley and south by southeast in beautiful Pine Island. Our venues of similar nature near you and yours. Such family-friendly, pet-friendly, kid-friendly, fun-friendly, whether you go there by yourself, with them, find them there. Always see do yoga here in Good on Sundays, and we don't judge you between before, during, or after. Check out my books at sellersgr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, and of course this channel, which we should like, subscribe, and setting of the bell. Right into an interesting, I'm going to call it a troll situation, only because it kind of had flavors of that. First time I ever really ran into trolls when I was playing World of Warcraft was the person who played a character by the name of Triv. He and his minions love to take over the WoW forums on Battle.net, which there are terms and conditions, the code of conduct. There's things that you agree to when you join the forums. They essentially derail so many lives. Well, one day I had a particularly bad day at a battleground and came in to vent my frustrations with lack of coordination. And they started posting. What they would do is they'd post replies and then just basically change the whole topic. Hijacking the thread is what's called. And that was annoying. Well, then they started, well, finally I said, okay, that's enough. So I reported it, and I finally started listing the terms and conditions that they had agreed to and were now violating.
Thank you. I am sure I will see you back again soon.
I hope I bought that. Let me see if I...
What do you have today?
So, to make a long story short, when I get really mad, I start being very polite, using long words and eloquent flavors. It might cut me to the bone, but...
There will be...
Make sure I got the right one.
Have you got a contract for me?
I have just... There will be contracts when the mood strikes you.
Anyway, I started reporting them, and it got to the point where they were doing it so often that it was almost laughable. And they had no alternative but to ban them temporarily, because it was so outrageous what they were doing. Well, what I didn't know, well, they didn't ban, they just suspended them for a couple times, but then they kept coming back and doing it because they'd gotten away with it for so long. And somehow they figured out it was me that was reporting them. So I have a feeling that one of their friends was worked at Blizzard, maybe. I don't know. I can never prove that. But I even got temporarily banned from the forums for about 3 days for reporting so much. Well, finally, they got tired of looking at these reports because I presented the evidence. I said, this is what they're doing. This is what the rules are that they're breaking. Would you please review it? I didn't say to do anything about it. I said, here's what you got. Make the call one way or the other. And they finally ended up getting completely banned. What I didn't know
Have you got a contract?
was that when you're banned from the forums, it erases all of your previous threads that you may have done. And he had one he'd been doing for 3 years. I don't think he realized the implications of what happened. So yeah, he got really upset. And part of me did feel bad about that. But then again, he did it to himself. So they were permanently banned. And then when they came out with new releases, the bans were reset, and they come back and they start doing the same thing over and over and over again. And they get banned again because once I got the ball rolling reporting, other people saw it and reported them too. So I mean, it was like the tolerance level went down for the immaturity of he and his pals. I never had a problem with him directly. I did kill him off a couple times in game because, as you're well aware, I have a lot of characters. He was one that had just one, named Triv. And not every character named Triv is him. Just, I'm putting that out there. But on Laughing Skull or Ravencrest, whichever one it was him. And anyway, the next time I ran into that was in Facebook, particularly with the hot political climate. And it's okay to have an opinion. Everybody has one or two. But if you're posting in somebody else's thread a counter opinion, that is not a Facebook jail is not a fun place to be. And so I moderated my Facebook page. And there was a number of people that learned their lesson. Well, recently I ran into what I will call the third iteration of trolls. And that has to do with YouTube. So there's a thing called a thumbnail that you make for your videos. And a lot of people just make pictures of themselves. You know, they show examples, people make funny faces, this, that, and the other. And yeah, YouTube's actually making a way for people to test which of their thumbnails gets more views. I don't know if people are aware of that. I don't think it's released as a beta. I'm not part of it. But so what you can do is you can pick 3 thumbnails, and it will list or post the same video with 3 different thumbnails, and it'll tell you which of them gets the most views. And I didn't think anything of it because, to be honest, when I look at videos on YouTube, I don't look at just the thumbnails because, to be honest, some of them are not as attention getting, but I'm more interested in who they're by, what they're about before I go in. So as I've been doing YouTube, I make a thumbnail for each of my characters using the artwork that I've gotten over the years, much of it from Shutterstock, that I use to represent my characters in my books that I'm working on. That all came about because of Game of Thrones. When someone asked the author if he thinks about his characters and the way they look at the series, and he smiled. He said, "No, I've been visualizing them for 30 years, and they look nothing like the people in the series." I said, I need to have a better visual representation in my mind. So I started, purchasing artwork, as it were,
Hello there.
of different
Have you got a contract?
Finally, someone
characters per se
reliable to
that I
get some
use.
serious
I have
work done.
a motif that I look at. I'm thinking about one character. That's what they
I
look
do it
like. It's the
myself,
character
but
look like.
someone's got to stand.
I thought, well, why not do a thumbnail for each
I
of my
must be on my
characters?
way now. Goodbye.
And so I
So long,
did that.
farewell.
A lot of the different, go back and look at all the thumbnails. I used different graphics for different things. Well, a couple of them got a lot of views, and I couldn't figure out, it didn't dawn on me what was happening. And anyway, when I did my recent priest video, I used a character of a woman with a cross around her neck and open, down the open robe, but it didn't show anything that was illicit or anything. It's just, she looked like a priest to me, like I'd want to have as a shadow priest. All of a sudden, this video got a lot of views, and these people started saying that I was they were getting punked, or they were getting clickbaited, because they assumed that the girl in the picture was the host of the channel, which obviously it's not the case. And they started posting innocuous comments. And I started laughing because I realized the last time I had a situation, I used a different video of a young lady, and that got a lot of views. I realized some people look at these and they look at the thumbnail and nothing else and go into it, expecting to see that person hosting the show, which I admit, if they were, they'd probably get a lot of views. But no, it's me. And anyway, I removed the comments because A, I don't clickbait. B, it's okay to say that once, but then have a bunch of people chime in on it. It's like, no, that's kind of away from what I was doing. So yes, you're welcome to comment, but remember that my YouTube channel, much like my Facebook page, is moderated, and I will tolerate things to a point. And anyway, reminded me, it was when one guy said he was clickbaited. I thought, it is kind of funny, thinking that they would look at a video, give that many views, not many likes, obviously, because it wasn't the young woman, and but then other people started going in. I said, no, this is starting an avalanche of unnecessary dialogue. So I just said, no, enough's enough. So if you were watching this and saying, where did my comment go? Because that happened on Facebook. People don't realize you can remove comments from your Facebook page. And they kept saying Facebook did it and couldn't figure out why. Well, if you want a counter opinion, do it on your own Facebook page. And on YouTube, there's a lot of people that make hay doing that, bashing other creators. I will put that out there just to get views and get monetized doing that, which is, it's the way they make their living. Teach their own. But yeah. So I made a special thumbnail using the last great view. Let's see. Where else Super Tuesdays on this guy going? The last great thumbnail get a lot of views, just to see if it gets any more. It'll be my ode to the trolls. So as we head out here, say hello to our friends at Good Brewing here in Castle Mountain. We're under pressure in Golden Valley, South by Southeast of beautiful Pine Island. Venues are similar, family, pet-friendly, kid-friendly, fun-friendly venues near you and yours, where you can even do yoga on Sundays at Casa. I'm not going to charge you for drinking before, during, or after. Check out my books at sellersgr.com, my overall website, geekfengshui.com, of course, this channel. Which you do appreciate if you like, subscribe, setting the bell, and commentary. But be appropriate. Have a good one.